Hey, how you doing? I was running around Antarctica down there on Google Maps, looking for different things, and kind of went outside the lines there a little bit, and started exploring around the tip of South America in the Chile and Argentina area there. And let me show you what I came across here. If I can do this right. Where'd you go? There it is. Now this is Chile and Argentina kind of got a ragged border down around that area, and Chile does a lot of copper mining, and I believe that's what this facility here is. And I just wanted to point out a couple things that I found here. Let me see if I can show you this in a different way here. This is an enlargement of those two objects there, and the one on the right is like 17 feet across. This one here is like 21 feet long. And let me go through a few years of Google Maps with it. You can see they're still there years later. So they're doing all their mining right out around these two objects. It could just be a couple of rather large pieces of solid copper is kind of what I'm thinking that they might be, because they're not touching them. They're not, doing anything with them. They're just probably like monuments, basically, that they came across while mining in that area there. So anyway, let me get back to Google Earth here, if I can do this right, and show you a couple of other timelines here. That's the mining operation there. As you can see, the two objects are still there. And this is a rather big facility here. Kind of odd shape, without a doubt. I don't know why they would shape it like that, but anyway, you can see where they take the equipment like this backhoe right here, and they spin it around and bring, surface material and pile it up. And these mounds right here, I have no idea why they would do this like that, but again, I'm not a copper miner, so I don't know. They can drive the equipment up here, scrape up material and put it up here on the surface, or put it into trucks and haul it off. The ground down here is very porous. I don't know, what the geology of the area is, but you can see these light areas here, and this gets filled up with seawater, I think. I followed these canals. This is a canal right here coming in that they have closed off. You can see the road bridge over the top of it here, and this is where it enters into this mining operation here. And there's another place down here in the bottom where they do the same thing. You see this drive over right here, and this is the canal. So let me move this up a little bit to 2013. It's still not flooded yet, but you can see they've continued mining. And there's that, like copper sulfate color, turquoise green, I guess you would call it. And those two objects are still there. This is rather interesting, I think. And take it up another year, and you can see they're still mining away. There's their little backhoe doing its thing, all the scrapings there. So apparently they're taking this product off the surface, and you can see the holes are still here in this area, but this part here has been scraped off and probably shipped off. Now this is where it starts to get interesting, in my opinion. Here they've opened the canal to this point right here, and you can see the runoff here, and it's seeping up through the ground. The purpose for this, I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't understand copper mining at all, but there has to be a reason for it, to allow that brackish or seawater into this area here. It must chemically change the copper sulfate or oxidize it or something. But again, these two objects are still here. You can see it's casting a rather distinct shadow and reflecting light. So, in my opinion, that's probably just a couple of large pieces of copper. And now here's where it gets interesting. Here they have flooded the area with that brackish seawater. And you can see the two objects are still there, right? And they're piling up the material here. But now look at what we got here. These are not light reflecting off the porous ground where water has come in, because you can see that right here. This is the porous ground area with the water seeping out, coming down through the canal and into the mining operation. But these objects here are clearly self-illuminating. And I started counting them, and there's close to 200 of these in this area in this particular photograph. Now this to me looks like camera blur right here, where when this image was taken, these things were on the move. Some of them anyway. And they're just like everywhere, all over the place here. Now one thing that I did find really interesting is this dark spot right here in the center of each one of these, and it coincides to the angle and direction of the light is coming in from about this area here. So these things are being illuminated. They're three-dimensional from the, I believe, the inside and the outside as well. This one here, I'll show you some images of that here in a minute, close up. And where's the other ones tucked down here? There's some more down here. Now I think what's going on is these are able to change shape somehow, and they're a disc shape like this, and then I think they can fold up basically into this particular delta shape here. This one is, and this is kind of a diamond shape here. And there's some more down this way. This is about 3 miles away from the mining operation there. But why they're clustered along the side of the road like this and sequestered in small areas, here they appear to be rather random. You know, there's that one by itself on the ground, but these seem to be tucked into this triangular area here. It could just be my imagination, but clearly those are not light reflecting off that water, because there's all the water being piped into this area here. So those are not light reflections off of water, and they're too random. You can see the other holes here where water seeps up through the ground, so it's not that either. So let me see if I can show you these up a little bit sort of closer here. That's the objects in the mining operation there. This is a close-up, and you can see in the center there's a dark area there. So these are self-illuminating in my opinion, and putting off some kind of a plasma field as they travel along. And they're sort of a different shape, you know what I'm saying? Along the edges, they're not exactly a uniform disc all the time, apparently. They're changing shape a little bit. I just kind of enhanced this here a little bit because I wanted to show you. You can see in this area right here where there's a lot more energy right here than there is on the entire surface here. So if this was water, it would have to be laying flat and reflecting evenly. But it's not. There's a high energy level right here, and there's a dark spot in all of them. And this one here looks like it's folding up or changing shape, maybe as though they have landed or something, and they're going to do their thing differently. So there's a little bit better close-up of those ones on the ground. Clearly those ones on the right hand side there are a little bit different color, you know what I'm saying? So they must be going through a different frequency, or energy level in order to be able to do that. Now there's that singular one sitting on the ground, it looks like to me, because this looks like a shadow underneath here. And it almost looks like there's, three parts to it, or at least two parts anyway, that have, I don't know, what do they magnetically attach and detach themselves from each other? Or is that how they basically change shape? I mean, that thing to me clearly has got different, it's been enhanced, of course, but it's got different energy levels on the surface of it. And it's got to be three-dimensional because it's casting a shadow here. It looks like it's got inlet ports here, or, who knows what that is exactly. But I don't think it's just, light reflections or atmospheric distortion or some kind of glitch, because they're too scattered out to be any kind of a glitch, in my opinion, in the camera. So I just thought I'd share that with you. Like I said, there's over 200 of them here in this area, going all the way from here down to here. So it's, I just thought that was kind of interesting. But anyway, let me know what you think if you feel like it, and appreciate you having a look. And no matter what, be sure and take care out there. Thanks again.